Welcome back to the SWAM course on design thinking and innovation, and today we are going to do a very interesting and important topic. We have section T2, it's week 2. Today's topic is mind mapping. So along with mind mapping, we'll also build affinities and create links. So mind mapping plus affinity links. So let's look at what is mind mapping. Mind mapping is an extremely simple technique, creative thinking technique, okay, that will help you to identify and discover parts and components, okay, of your topic, okay, or it can also be used to generate ideas for your topics. So mind maps actually show how the components are connected to the main theme. So you form categories and sub categories. Okay, so you can actually look at it as almost like the worldview or the overview of your problem space. Okay, so you get an overall understanding of the different parts of the system and how they are connected to each other. Okay, it's a very simple way before you start your secondary research or while doing the secondary research that you do the mind mapping, so it gives you a picture of the topic that you're trying to solve. Okay, and as I mentioned, that mind mapping can also be used at the different phases of the design process. Okay, you can use it to understand the topic, to get a worldview, to generate ideas, to find alternate solutions. If you're getting a lot of feedback, to compare the feedback and link the components of the system. Okay, so that's mind mapping. So how can it be done? Can it be done individually or in groups? Of course, it can be done individually or in a group. Both are possibilities. Okay, it can even be done with large number of people. Okay, so like 30 to 60. When you have this, you need a moderator, okay, or a facilitator, okay, to moderate the session, and you need scribes, maybe 1 or 2 of them, to put down the thoughts, on a surface, okay, when the whole group is ideating. Okay, of course, mind mapping is most effective when it's done in groups with people from different kind of backgrounds. Okay, the more diverse the backgrounds, the more opinions are involved. So it's better for mind mapping. Okay, the size, when you do mind map, you actually think of keywords or phrases, and you need to put it down. Okay, so if it is individual, you can put it down on an A4 size paper. If it is a group of people doing it slightly larger, A3 size paper is good. But when you're doing it for the whole class, a big surface or a projection screen is the ideal way to do it. Okay, so that everybody can see the words or the phrases or the keywords going on to the screen. Okay, so let's look at the steps in mind mapping. Okay, draw the main theme in the center. Okay, and then brainstorm for keywords. And these words come as branches and branches, sub-branches of the theme. Okay, so you can write it as scribbles or put bubbles and put the words in them. You can also use online tools like Miro or Figma, very effective to do mind mapping on them. So you connect the keywords like branches of a tree to the central theme. You can add color to differentiate categories. Simple thing is to vary the thickness and weight of the lines or the words. So you can build hierarchy. You can show what is more important than the others. You can use arrows to show the direction in which the branches are happening, to show direction. Sometimes instead of words, you can also add on images to it, so it becomes much more visible, the mind map. Okay, so one level, that's one branch. 2 levels, the second branch. Third level means that you're getting into a lot of details about the topic. Okay. Second level is good. Third level is really good. Okay, so that's how it is. Let's look at an example now. So I've taken the topic of art forms. So this is to be learnt in schools. Okay, so that's the art form that needs to be learnt. Okay, the first branch, 3 categories. You can have visual arts, you can have performing arts, we have language arts. Okay, so 3 main categories. Each one has subcategories. Okay, so you can look at it, right? So I'm going to just look at one of them. So for example, performing arts has music, dance, theater, and puppetry, right? So at 2 levels, it gives a feel of what are the different art forms if it has to be learnt in the school. Okay, so this is a mind map of that. And now they've used colors, and you can make out that, okay, the ones in, the yellow color are not yet taught in schools. Okay, so maybe it's time to think whether we should include them as a category to be learnt in schools. Okay, so let's look at another one. Okay, this is, trying to build the design thinking and innovation curriculum for schools. So if you look at it, it's got content creation, first level, task book for online access. That's the textbook they have. Okay, and this is the components of the design thinking curriculum. And the last one is, how the teacher and the task output happens. Okay, so at the first level you have this. At the second level you have these branches. Okay, and color differentiation to show different categories. Yeah, so this is the design thinking and innovation curriculum for schools. Okay, so it's shown as 2 categories, and the colors are used to differentiate. For example, if you look at the top category, the content creation, you see the arrows play a very important role. 2 arrows are used to connect the content creation to design thinking innovation for school. That means that it can be changed, okay, according to the feedback. It's not a one way. Okay, and for that you need to get inputs from experts. They contribute. The teachers will, do this in school and get feedback, and also the students, right? They will also provide feedback. Okay, so based on the feedback, you can actually change the content of the course. Right, so the arrows play a very important role in showing the direction of the interaction. Okay, so this is a very simple mind map. Okay, it tells a lot about the course on design thinking and innovation for schools. It shows all the components of the system. Okay, so this is useful, right? Let's look at another one. Okay, so the problem was it was the cultural diversity in the state of Rajasthan. Okay, student was trying to do a project on this. Okay, so 2 sections. On one side is the tangible ones, and the other side is the intangible cultural artifacts. Okay, so first level is red, and sub branches are shown there. Okay, so very interesting. So you can kind of make out the cultural diversity map of Rajasthan in this mind map. Another one, I'm giving more and more mind maps, so it becomes very clear to you how you can make use of it. This actually shows the children's environment, okay, and the world. Very useful if you're designing something for children. Okay, and it shows 2 levels. Itself is quite a lot. Okay, so if you look at the major categories, it's got entertainment, activities. It shows one day in the life of the child. Okay, it shows emotions. It shows intangible artifacts. It shows tangible artifacts. Okay, what are the capabilities of children? Relations play a very important role for children. Of course, school means a lot to the child. Okay, and the home means a lot to the child. Okay, so you can see that it becomes the world of the children. Okay, and all the factors are actually interconnected here and shown as a mind map. Mind mapping can be a very involving and interesting subject. You can see the joy in the school children who actually created this very big mind map, and it has got 3 levels. Okay, so they will have looking at Singapore and putting their thoughts onto this mind map. They've used colors, they've used bold and letters. Yeah, they made branches and sub branches in it. Okay, of course, it can be as detailed as possible. So this was a group of students who are studying Shintoism. You can see that they have the primary categories, secondary categories, and the tertiary categories in this. Okay, so you can see that a lot of work has gone into this, and it has become a very useful, mind map for them, because for them this actually shows the world of Shintoism. Okay, another mind map. This again has to do with children. Okay, so it looked at the environment of the children and their behaviors. Okay, so the environment is divided into home, public spaces, school, and the neighborhood. All 4 are very important for children in their world. Okay, and the behaviors are cognitive, the thinking abilities, the physical motor abilities, and the social abilities. Okay, so these are the 3 broad behavioral abilities. Okay, and interestingly, some of the categories or the keywords have been linked together. Okay, this linking was very important because the person who's building this mind map is trying to make connections between the different keywords. Okay, so the links will help you in actually trying to either sort out the information, make it easier, or maybe more towards your goal of trying to solve the problem. Okay, so the links are again play a very important role in this. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, it has keywords. You can do categorizing, and then you can link it together. Okay. So mind mapping is used to find the components and parts of your topic, link them with branches, and get an overall worldview of your topic, right? And then mind mapping can again be used as a technique to generate alternate ideas at the ideation phase of the project. The person behind the mind mapping is Tony Buzan. He coined the term mind mapping. So he says it's a technique based on memory and creativity and comprehension and understanding. So when the student or a child uses the mind map, they're using their brain in a way their brain was designed to be used. Very interesting and important point. Okay, so that the mind helps them in all learning and cognitive skills. It simply helps them in what the brain does naturally. Okay, so what he's saying is that we actually learn to understand the world around us through a kind of mind mapping which happens inside our mind. But what we are doing here, because you've taken a problem space, you're making it visible in terms of a visible mind mapping technique. So that was design thinking and innovation tools, section T2 of week 2. Thanks a lot for listening. To summarize, we've seen the design thinking process. We looked at the tools. So we'll go ahead with the project. That's the next step. And then a case study or case studies.